bar for a drink after the show. Start on your timing.
Cynthia Forsythia's Infernal, Wondrous mythia.
A fevered dream.
Told by a team.
Sometimes in stichomythia.
A piece, potentially, for virtual reality.
Or augmented reality.
For extended reality.
Or for real reality.
Oh, like an environmental promenade with actors and audience and laughing and touching and props and costumes and dance and touching and music and puppets and song.
What about puppies?
But tonight, it's a reading for Zoom.
Our story begins, as so few adventures do, in the midst of a Zoom meeting.
Cynthia Forsythia felt drowsy. Yes, she did, yeah.
For full attentions.
Turned upon.
Her too heavy eye Lydia.
Cynthia?
Cynthia Forsythia had been in this situation before and was certain there was nothing to worry about.
Cynthia?
As long as she kept her eyes open for a few more minutes, nobody in this streaming meeting could embarrass her for not being part of the game.
Cynthia?
Maybe she's muted so she can't hear you?
What did you say?
Are you in gallery view? Do you know how to do that? Okay, look at the little caret next to your microphone.
I know how to use Zoom, Dillon.
Cynthia, in case you glitched out, I got up to the section historical antecedents for unprecedented times.
Right. Sorry, I had a little eye strain from all the screen time, and I just got a little...
Cynthia Forsythia valiantly stifles a little yawn. Nobody even suspects.
Got a little behind on my Wi-Fi connection.
Cynthia Forsythia kind of mostly stifles this yawn. Nobody seems to notice.
So let me pull up this next. I can pull up this next.
Oh, here it comes.
It's inevitable now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh.
It's so contagious.
It's because empathy.
Oh, fucking empathy.
I'm so terribly sorry, everyone. My sleep schedule's been.
Oh, the empathy.
Oh, the irony.
Oh, horror.
I'm so sorry.
Cynthia Forsythia was indeed horrified that she'd brought the meeting to a halt with her empathetic yawn.
I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be so empathetic. Oh. Hey, team. I think my Wi-Fi skipped out. It's very meta. Folks?
Cynthia Forsythia reached out and touched her own screen.
If you know what I mean.
And felt it touch her in return.
A cold, thick liquid.
Climbing quickly up her arm.
Cynthia Forsythia had seen this trope before, recently even.
And Cynthia knew that the thing was not to panic, especially as it got up in her mouth. Oh, God, it's in my mouth.
It was drowning in liquidia.
The dish-filled sink, it sure did stink.
No, dishes not yet, did ya?
Ew.
Cynthia Forsythia asked herself every day, how
does one single person generate so many dishes?
Many dishes.
And she also asked herself, why can't I just stay ahead of these dishes? Why do I let them pile up?
But it was exactly the pile up that was keeping Cynthia afloat right now. She was keeping a lumberjack's balance on a soapy pint glass at the bottom of the sink.
It was quite a precarious position in which Cynthia Forsythia found herself, and she could hear over her shoulder,
Hey.
What?
Hey.
The mouse that Cynthia saw was really quite...
Yeah, photorealistic?
Gross.
Yeah, much more naturalistic than what we got going on right now.
Naturalistic. Hey, I'm a mouse.
Yeah, we get it.
Hey, girl in the pond.
I am a woman in the sink. Thank you very much.
Wait, a pond?
My mistake, but I can tell you from experience.
Yes.
Now, why would a mouse know the word pond and not the word sink?
I can tell you from experience, if you can't get out of the pond, you will sink into the water and die.
Hey.
Thank you.
Cynthia Forsythia knew how these stories were supposed to go, and frankly, she was pissed.
Absolutely incensed.
Instead of being transported into a fantastical wonderland,
Oh, you need to be kind of quiet. The monster is still around somewhere.
She'd been transported to her own sink, 9 feet away, full of dishes she was sure she'd already cleaned today.
The monster! Be quiet.
It was then she recognized the mouse, specifically and discreetly.
It's 2 countertops high, and it'll whoosh into the room, and the world will be full of light.
of course, Cynthia had seen it from a different perspective.
That of 2 countertops high.
And she'll bellow out. Fuck you, Mouse. I'm gonna
Fuck you,
put you out
Mouse.
of a
I'm gonna
trap.
put you in a trap.
And as this mouse's eyes widen with their own recognition, Cynthia thinks quick and grabs its little tail.
You're the monster. No, let me go.
And with it, she pulls herself out of the sink.
Oh, no, please, let go of my tail.
Wait, you have to help me.
Because Cynthia Forsythia knew what was supposed to go on in this sort of story, and she knew that she needed the help of the friends she met along the way.
Oh, let me go.
I don't think it wants to be friends.
Oh, no, please have mercy.
Well, we're not going to do a whole magical adventure in my literal kitchen.
Oh.
Look, can we calm down the mouse?
Just please, I have a wife and 90 children.
Mouse, calm down.
I'm only 8 months old.
Mouse, take a deep breath.
I'm too young to die from a monster.
Have you tried more exercise to reduce stress? Maybe eliminate caffeine and red meat.
Hey, Mouse, you like sourdough bread?
I love sourdough bread.
Hey.
Mouse, how do I proceed from here?
I don't know. What are you looking for?
That's a good question. I know what sort of story this is supposed to be, and I know I'm supposed to quest around somewhere.
As well as meet friends along the way.
As well as challenges and opposition.
As well as learning lessons by her own biases and fears.
As well as wondrous analogies to real life's tests and challenges.
As well as an adolescent loss of innocence.
As well as some trippy psychedelic shit.
Yeah, adolescent loss of innocence. Yeah, trippy psychedelic shit.
I can tell you how to get to the floor.
I was honestly hoping for something more
Thematic.
Personality.
Oh.
Horny.
Well, if you want to go down behind the skyscraper box that roars.
See, there. Why would a mouse know the word skyscraper but not the word refrigerator?
I am a mouse of limited perspective.
Maybe his whole life has been spent in this kitchen.
Yeah.
No, then his vocabulary would be kitchen words, not skyscraper or pond.
Yeah.
So, to keep things moving, you suggest I try to climb down behind the fridge.
I think it's maybe a little bit metaphorical out there.
You know what the word metaphorical means?
I know what the word asshole means.
Whoa.
Oh.
Cynthia Forsythia towed up to the edge of her kitchen towner in the gap between the back of the refrigerator and the wall.
Cynthia Forsythia gazed down into the chasm with awe.
The air in the chasm was full of dust and freon and mystical misty mist.
A nebula behind the fridge.
Swirling, whirling, fluid skyscapes.
Fractals and analogs spawning out of each other.
Colors Cynthia had never seen before.
Like a really high-level screensaver.
Or the main gallery exhibit at the Art Tech House Digital Gallery, open with COVID safety protocols in Chelsea Market. Go to arttechhouse.com for tickets.
So I guess the new job is going okay.
Yeah, apparently. It was a rough start, but now there's at least enough time to do some writing on the weekend.
Oh, good for us.
Cynthia Forsythia had seen this sort of story before and knew that a long climb down the back of the dirty refrigerator would not answer.
Cynthia Forsythia knew that it was time to dive without hesitation into that abyss.
I knew what?
But yeah, she knew what?
A leap of faith is dramaturgically sound.
Your mom's dramaturgically sound.
Oh! Cynthia Forsythia sat her tush down upon a tuna can to calmly and intelligently review and analyze her options.
Then she suddenly made up her mind with steely resolve, hopped up from the can.
No!
And leapt carelessly into the cloudy abyss. Cynthia Forsythia kept falling. Yes, she did, yeah.
Forever down.
The sky surrounds.
Our tumbling hero, Kittia.
Cynthia knew how these stories went and wasn't at all surprised by the fact that she was still falling.
But the troupe suggested that she could look forward to a pillow soft oof.
My organs.
God damn it.
Ow.
What the hell?
Cynthia's descent was abruptly
And rudely.
halted by the sudden, unexpected arrival of
Floor.
Nobody could say why the appearance of Floor was so unexpected.
Floor had certainly arrived in almost every instance of Cynthia falling thus far.
But this time she was expecting something more.
Fantastical.
Perhaps I'll look around.
Cynthia exclaimed.
She was particularly proud of the use of the contraction aisle, as that's how the hero spoke in most of the stories of this kind.
Lasciate ogni speranza, voi ci intrait.
This Italian was over a door.
What was he doing there?
Quite a plain door.
What was who doing?
This door was placed in no wall.
The Italian.
The door stood alone, no wall to be seen in any direction as far as the eye could see.
What Italian?
Just swirling, whirling, furling skyscapes. Ambient song on a low, pulsing wind.
The Italian over the door.
Fractals and analogs spawning out of each other.
What door?
This door. The only door. In this entire world we're in right now, there's only a door.
Yeah?
And you said there was this Italian over it. Is he cute?
I'm going through the door.
Ciao, Bella.
We stepped suddenly into a world of color.
A bright, vivid array of hues.
Green grass, a blue sky filled with white clouds, and red lips.
Amber waves covering a fruit. Did you say red lips?
Bright, cartoonish mouths hover overhead.
Oh, wow. Will you look at that?
I haven't kissed anyone for months.
This is true.
Huge, two-dimensional mouths, as if the Rolling Stones logo and the Rocky Horror Lips both devoured each other. Spat out an infinite
Double
sky of
feature.
But
Oh,
it
Picture show.
A tableau of lip tips, and wither.
Night. Double feature. Picture show in the back row.
Fuck the back row!
Any language.
What? No.
Underneath this oral sky stretches a colorful garden of two-dimensional, fruitful delights.
Oh, a garden!
Wild groves of plump, ripe, digital peaches as far as the eye can see.
Peaches.
Yeah, peaches.
Girthy trees supporting swollen branches of turgid 32-bit bananas, the breeze rubbing them firmly against each other.
Yeah, turgid.
See what this is.
Oh, we can skip ahead to the next if you're not in the mood for this sort of thing.
No,
You don't
that's
have-
fine. Let's see what's here.
Yeah, I'll see what's here.
Swollen eggplants slide between pairs of ripe antelopes, each topped with a bright red cherry.
Antelopes?
Oh, maybe I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, cantaloupes.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, now I see cantaloupes and antelopes.
Yeah, you do.
So what else? It's all emojis and they're sex fruit and rubbing against each other.
It sounds boring when you describe it like that.
In fact, Cynthia felt herself stifling a little yawn.
Oh, goodness. Sorry, everyone.
And then she stifled it a little less.
Oh, no, I can't hold it back.
Oh, here it comes.
It's inevitable now.
Never know.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh,
It's so contagious. It's because empathy.
fucking empathy. Oh, God.
Door.
It's for the handle of that door.
Whirling, fluid skyscapes, ambient song like a low wind.
Fractals and analogs spawning out of each other.
A single door standing in the chaos in front of her.
Oh, none of those emojis wanted to come along with me.
And then Cynthia wondered if she wanted to do an entire adventure with erect eggplants.
Absolutely.
And luscious, buxom antelopes.
1,000 times yes.
I was just hoping I'd get a Toto or something.
And Cynthia remembered she did have a chorus of narrators sort of sharing her adventure.
Meh.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, your narration is great and all.
And Cynthia pushed through the next door.
Oh, finally, a real solid floor.
It's the gorgeous marble checkerboard floor of a ballroom.
An 18th century ballroom in Saxony.
A clock on the wall shows 4:20.
Subtle.
Cynthia knew quite a few stories like this and intuited that noting the time on the clock would be helpful in the near future.
Or past.
Oh, right.
Oh.
The ballroom itself is ornate and beautiful.
A porcelain band pounds out a harsh, fractured waltz.
They play for porcelain waltzers.
Precious.
Either these figurines are about human size.
Or perhaps I'm just 8 inches tall.
Cynthia knew somehow this was the case.
They were aristocrats waltzing about the hall, figurines famously produced in Meissen or Dresden.
Oh, you'd rather be a bitch than be an ordinary broken heart.
No.
Get it? It's the Dresden dolls.
Yes, I get it. No.
Sheesh.
Most of the figurines were waltzing. A small minority were yelling at door on the far side of the hall. Their skirts and some of their hats and even feet are cracked and trailing dust.
Come back here, giant. I'll give you what for.
Look what you've done to my lace.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Someone must do something!
What is this world coming to?
Hello. Is there something I can help with?
It's the giant.
I'm the giant? I thought I was the monster.
No, look. She's normal size.
But I've seen her before.
You've got to do something!
Look at what you've done to my lace.
She said she'd help us.
Cynthia was amazed at how quickly the small group surrounded her.
Spinning and waltzing all the way across the grand hall.
You look just like the giant. Certainly, you can save us from her. Oh, please.
Oh, please. I'm happy to help if I can. It's just, your ceramic hands are so hard. Please step back and tell me.
But we really need help.
Please,
Can't you help us, please?
Sister,
But here, why don't you just help us, please? We'd really appreciate it so very much.
Cynthia didn't grab the first of the arms very hard, and the snap was barely audible.
Snap.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Crack!
Oh, no.
Oh, shut
Oh.
I'll just go.
But the door she'd come through was no longer there. Cynthia decided, break!
I'm so sorry.
Cynthia Forsythia pushed through the glazed nobilia.
Ow, 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 hey, why are you doing this to us? Ow,
Sprayed
ow!
forth by sharp pokes, slaps, and pinches from porcelain hands, many of which snapped off as a result of their own attack.
And then jagged stumps stabbed into her sides and back and head.
Oh, no. Stop it, please.
At last, after great carnage, she reaches the far door.
At last.
She throws herself gratefully and breathlessly through the door.
And the ballroom itself is ornate and beautiful. A porcelain band pounds out a harsh, fractured waltz.
Nuts.
We're in a ballroom, same as the last one, except the porcelain dolls in this one are actually about 7 inches tall.
Or I'm just regular size.
Look what you've done to my lace!
I've never seen anything like this before.
Someone must do something!
What is this world coming to?
Unfortunately, running into this room, Cynthia inadvertently kicked into the first rank of waltzing figurines.
Back, you broke it into a million pieces!
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
But it was really a small minority of the damage she'd done in the last room, so that's a plus.
Mayhaps I can leap over the rest of these waltzers and not create any further harm.
In midair, Cynthia notices.
I don't necessarily believe there is a cure for this, so I might join your century, but only as a duffel guest.
Oh,
In midair, Cynthia notices the clock on the wall. 4:19.
I mean, duh.
Cynthia's leap clears the entire crowd of waltzers. Almost.
The one pair of waltzers that she didn't miss were now practically dust.
Oh no.
Cynthia even realized she'd stepped through that dust over last time through the room, but had barely noticed at the time.
Oh, how embarrassing.
As the original damaged group came vocally closer.
Come here, giant. I'll give you what for.
Look what you've done to my lace!
Turned to Cynthia that perhaps moving along was a good idea.
Yeah, allons-y.
Oh, Cynthia also remembers to not run full speed through the next door.
Oh, yeah. She does remember that.
Cynthia Forsythia reaches the door at the end, and I swear to God, if this is the same ballroom,
The infinite space between doors.
Thank the goodness.
Swirling, whirling fluid skies. The sound of the distant pulsing wind dominates the soundscape.
Fractals and analogs spawning out of each other.
And 4 doors standing in the chaos around her.
I should certainly end up choosing one of these 4 doors, but which one?
closer examination reveals that a brass tablet on each door, a small sign in neat, bold lettering.
Well, let's start with the sign right in front of me. Cacophonic fugues on the American dream.
Oh? Apparently unsatisfied, Cynthia turns to her left and reads the next sign.
Foregone conclusions.
Oh, yes. Apparently unsatisfied, Cynthia turns to her right and reads the next sign.
No. To the right is the one we just saw.
Another waltz through the Dresden Ballroom.
No!
Okay, that's weird with the signs. What happens if she turns left again from here?
Cynthia Forsythia deleted scenes.
Ooh, I bet I have a lot of lines in those.
Oh, what a choice. Which of these 4 doors shall I choose?
Well, no, she only looked at 2 doors.
No, it's American Dream, Foregone Conclusions, Dresden Again, and Deleted Scenes.
No, right, but we only looked at 2 doors.
You can see me holding up 4 fingers right here. I use them to count doors.
You use them to count signs.
The signs are on the doors. Duh.
Cynthia had seen this kind of argument before and knew it wasn't going to get us anywhere.
It would only take a second for her to look at the other 2 doors.
There's no time.
There's only time.
Well, not if you keep arguing there's not. I say cacophonic fugue.
American Dream.
Foregone conclusions.
I want to go back to the porn.
There's no porn.
There's always porn.
American Dream.
Foregone conclusions.
No votes for Dresden?
No.
No.
Cynthia skips the decision and pushes through one of the doors. The scene is the American desert. Cynthia rides high on a majestic steed towards a small town, full of release and frustration, chair root in her teeth and a 6-gun in her belt.
The scene is the American desert. Cynthia drives a majestic cherry red 1973 Chevrolet Caprice convertible towards a sea of neon and commerce, a cigarette in a holder between her teeth and a rag soaked with ether under her nose.
The scene is the American desert. Cynthia rides on a dirt bike towards the perimeter of a top secret military installation of dubious allegiance.
The scene is the American desert. Cynthia rides majestically above the sand on her own bootstraps, held aloft by the tenacity of her very teeth towards the great beating heart of Wall Street.
The scene is the American desert. Cynthia holds a joint in her teeth and rides naked astride a bicycle built for 9, constructed out of garbage and pure song.
Because the American Dream is riding high into Dodge City with enough cash in your pocket to get you
Because the
drunk
American
and drugged
dream
to
is
make you
riding
feel
high
powerful
into
and
Las
free.
Vegas with
A
enough
twisted,
drugs in your suitcase
shackled
to revive
exaltation.
Woodstock.
Because the American dream is riding high on a loud bike
The standoffs and fistfights acting as proxy for all.
Because the American dream is riding high on the Dow Jones as a result of your own grit and fortitude to pluck yourself up in 100 ways until you have enough gold to be powerful and free. A precipitous, sudden exaltation concussion in the face of the machine brought forth from sleight of hand and firm handshakes. Yeah!
Catsuit and expensive toys.
Bootstraps, suitcase full of drugs, Mensa girl, spy assassin. Nobody doesn't want to fuck on Wall Street or the desert or something in America. Yay!
The door's here. Can we go?
Yeah, no, that sounds like a really good idea, frankly. We should get going.
The ballroom itself is ornate and beautiful. A porcelain band pounds out a harsh.
No, really? Come on.
For crying out loud, man.
The
This
dog
seems like an
walks
unfortunate
around the
turn.
room.
To a low bass buzz that could have been an ambient hum from a huge speaker, gain cranked to max.
Or it could have been the far-off disruption of 2,000 propellers dragging through the air 1,000 tubes of aluminum Bernoulli style.
Wait a second.
What?
Fuck.
What?
What?
No, this is actual fucking Dresden.
It still seems like fever dream Dresden to me.
No. I mean, Dresden, World War II, Allied bombing, storms of fire, Slaughterhouse 5.
Jeez, what the hell?
Oh, God.
About half of the figurines were broken or cracked from the last percussion.
Oh, geez. Take cover.
You can't tell me what to do. If I want to waltz right through the middle of the street, it is my right as an American.
You're a German.
Oh, yeah. It is my right as a German.
Firestorm!
I declare I must find a door before the next bomb falls.
But she saw no door, just a firestorm.
One big flame. The one flame ate everything organic, everything that would burn.
Oh, goodness. I just don't see how.
But Cynthia did not despair. She's
Oh,
seen this type of story many a time, and
Concussion!
certainly no real harm could.
Flames approaching, encroaching, all burning.
Maybe this wasn't the kind of story you thought it was.
Well, you tell me how you want to logic out of being firebombed.
Okay.
She's right. You've not been very constructive.
Well, what have you got?
There's no place like home. There's no place like
No,
home.
that is not going to work.
There's no place like home.
no place
There's
like
no
home.
place like home.
Well, okay, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Cynthia Forsythia is in a lawn chair. She did Cynthia.
Hey.
Oh, I fucking told you so.
Her mommy shook.
Cynthia awoke.
And pried open her eyelidia.
Come on, dear. Wake up, dear.
Mother.
Come on, dear.
So it was all a dream.
No, dear. This is the dream. You're still in hell.
The door closes behind her, and Cynthia Forsythia finds herself in an empty space.
No ceiling, no floor, back to a gray, smoky ether.
None of the vivid colors from before, a world of no hues and low contrast.
Low class.
And doors, all of them.
Oh, I should certainly end up choosing one of these. All of these doors? Which one?
As far as Cynthia could tell, there was an infinite number of doors.
That was certainly the feeling the doors were giving off.
Feeling this is indeed a puzzle.
All at once, Cynthia Forsythia seized upon a perfect strategy.
Let's each pick a door and open them all at once.
Can we do that?
We're not exactly corporeal in that way.
You're not exactly corporeal in that way.
I felt pretty corporeal in that last Dresden scene.
Yeah, I guess so.
Everyone, grab a knob. Benny.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'll grab your knob.
3, 2, 1, go. Wow, that was hell.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's so horrific and personal.
What just happened?
I don't like this.
Okay, everyone just pick a different door. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, that was hell again. Try one more.
How do they keep getting worse?
I love you guys.
Can we stop now?
What just happened?
I want to listen to Barry Manilow and cry in a corner.
Everyone okay? Wait. I have a plan.
What are we gonna do?
You're going to go through my door.
Said you saw hell.
Yes, all 3 times. A very literal Dante's Inferno.
Mine was different all 3 times.
And work.
Yeah.
Mine was the same in all 3 doors. An infinite number of Dante's Infernos. I picked 3 in a row, and you know what, Cassandra?
What?
Haven't I seen that kind of pattern before?
What?
Don't I recognize the importance of a pattern and realize this is my path? Our path.
Yeah, you do recognize patterns and realize.
And Atilda, aren't I eager to bust through this door without fear or hesitation?
Yeah, you love doing that.
Great. Do I need to do one for each of you?
No, we get it.
Let's go to hell.
I'd still like a little pep talk line.
Well, not everyone gets a little pep talk every fucking time they need one, right?
That was perfect, actually. Thank you.
And without hesitation, Cynthia Forsythia bravely pushes her way through a door into literal Dante Infernal. Cynthia Forsythia.
Immersed in Christian mythia.
Infernal test.
She did her best.
To think what sin she did ya.
Cynthia didn't just know this type of story. She was within a very specific reference.
This is the 9th circle of hell, the realm of the treacherous, the betrayers, the liars. The very center and the deepest pit of Dante's Inferno.
Oh, that means we're almost done.
Cynthia realizes she must be regular size as she's to scale with the people frozen in the ice by their hands or their feet, flailing and struggling.
Oh my, these poor people.
They went on as far as she could see in this murky haze.
Who are they?
A minority of them look vaguely familiar, like actors you know from commercials, or someone who sold her a camera from Craigslist.
A pulsating, bitter cold wind cut through Cynthia's bones and filled her ears with a static scream.
Oh, it's so loud and I can barely hear my narration. Hey, you did sell me a camera on Craigslist.
Oh, yeah?
The lens had a flaw. You told me specifically the lens was great.
Fuck you. Call the cops. See what happens.
Ooh.
Yeah, fuck me. Have a nice eternity, asshole.
Oh, no, wait.
And Cynthia turned into the wind and hunkered down and walked.
Ouch.
Well, this is going to just suck for a while.
Because Cynthia knew the only way out of this endless plain was through the very center of hell, the source of that wind.
Satan himself, his great fleshy wings beating the source of this frigid wind.
His immense form was doubtless that mountain Cynthia could now see, barely cutting a form in the godless midnight.
Cynthia saw that the actual liars spread out for miles and miles.
So she trudged on with the frozen winds of hell in her eyes and the liars' lies mixing with the wind. Sometimes she'd remembered them.
And mostly she couldn't.
But she apparently hadn't forgiven them.
And she trudged on and on.
And on.
And on and on and on.
We are going to make it to the center of hell and we're going to crawl out and maybe we'll be home or awake or whatever the hell.
But Cynthia knew one thing she wasn't saying out loud.
What? What wasn't she saying?
Cynthia knew that to reach the true center of...
What the fuck?
Cassandra, we can't hear you. I think...
No, if you're muted, you look for the microphone icon in the bottom corner. And you...
She's not muted. It's the bitter wind of hell.
Oh.
Listen, huddle up. Cassandra, do you want to do this exposition?
No. Very happy to leave this one to you.
Wait, what's going on?
So, I don't know exactly where the door will appear, but in Dante's Inferno, Dante and Virgil exited hell after crossing through the ninth circle like we're doing, and...
Well,
They exited hell by climbing down the backside of Satan.
Oh.
Backside?
That means his butt, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to climb down his butt?
Yes.
Like climb down his butt cheek, or are we climbing into his butt crack? Not like up into his actual anus?
Oh, God, that's horrible. Oh, come on.
Well,
I don't know.
you don't know?
She doesn't know.
The translation I read only said backside.
So it could be anus.
I don't know.
Honestly, I think butt crack is our best case scenario.
Oh, God.
Satan's butt crack is our best case scenario.
Welcome to 2020.
No, it's 2021.
Is it really, or is 2020 just never going to end?
Look,
Well,
I don't know.
This is
No,
we started writing this script in 2020. I don't know.
Oh,
What's
no!
wrong with this? Like,
What don't you know? You don't get to choose to not do this. Do you think you're going to go back through the plane of liars and find the right infinite door to get you back to the actual fucking Dresden and do that all over again? Backwards? If you think that's how it works, then fine. Fuck you. Go do it.
Cynthia couldn't say the way forward was safe or viable or smart, but forward was the only way there was.
And she turned into the thunderous, beating wind.
it was louder and more painful.
The betrayers deeper and deeper into the ice.
The face of the mountain growing closer.
The three faces of Satan, each a racist insult, became clearer to Cynthia.
This wasn't Cynthia trying to be topical. You can look the racist part up yourself.
And through the hiss of the wind, she could hear
Is that music? Uplifting,
she could hear
life-affirming
music, uplifting, life-affirming song.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Monstrous faces became clearer and clearer.
Oh dear.
And she could see in each huge gaping maw
Being chewed and gnawed for all eternity.
Beloved artists, one in each of the three mouths.
Marlo Thomas singing Free to Be You and Me.
No, not Marlo Thomas.
Mr. Rogers singing It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
What?
No, not Mr.
Not Mr.
Rogers.
Rogers.
And Jim Henson, belting out Rainbow Connection.
What the fuck,
is this?
Eternally masticated, these infernal hippies damned to serenade the frozen winds of hell.
Punishment for their betrayal of subsequent generations.
No!
Populations suckled on the gorgeous love and community flowing forth from their art.
Peace, love, and understanding dispensed with such condescending inevitability to leave a society with no reflexive defense against division, hate, and conflict.
Just sardonic disapproval.
Wide-eyed nonconformity, teaching that what I feel is as important as what you've learned, as long as I feel like I'm being smart.
Lessons fully absorbed by today's maskless assholes, spreading disease and resisting truth and democracy, twisting on their symbols of freedom while casting away the real article.
The absence of shame and the indulgence of our own ever-expanding desires.
The hyper-ironic exhilaration of superficial communal pride and baseless self-esteem.
All right, fine. Fuck those guys.
Whoa!
Oh,
And Cynthia tumbled to the ground. The wind she had been pushing so very hard against had ceased.
has had all sound.
Cynthia made it underneath the great beating bat wings which created the wind we felt this whole adventure.
And picking herself up from her tumble, she looked deep into the frozen lake of hell.
Looking back up at her from a frozen gaze in the ice,
Was a shock of red hair and blue eyes that knocked Cynthia's tenuous soul right in the balls.
Mom?
Stephanie Forsythia, betrayer not from spite or greed or wrath or jealousy, but merely an inability to defeat her own demons.
Stephanie's sister over her shoulder, Cynthia, our hero's namesake.
self-destructive proselytizer of all things Judy Garland, musical theater, and general gayness.
Apostate, only and dying young, avoiding the misery of watching this current incarnation of her Mickey and Judy curse.
You, dear audience, may think this too harsh an eternity for sisters who meant no harm.
But this isn't your fucking hell, is it?
And similarly, behind them, their mother, Cynthia's Nana.
And Nana's Nana behind her.
And so on until the progenitor Forsythia.
Artsy madness in her eyes.
Fearful abandon in her spine.
And a jug full of some prehistoric moonshine on her lips.
Let's narrate. Narrate.
I can't narrate right now.
Narrate me to that big Satan's anus.
So Cynthia picked herself up and shook it off and
And Cynthia braced herself, and she faced the mountain, and she kept on walking. Take my hand, come with me, where the children are free.
come with me, take my hand, and we'll live
In a land where the river runs free, in a land through the green country, in a land through the shining sea, and you and me are free to be, you and me.
Cynthia Forsythia noticed there was wind again, but at least now it was warmer.
Oh,
Oh,
God. Oh, no. No, this doesn't help at all.
It doesn't hurt.
This is
Right, sorry.
Well, there it is.
And Cynthia Forsythia seized the shaggy coat of the king demon.
Then grappling matted fur and frozen crust from one tuft to another, clambered
down. When we had reached the joint where the great thigh merges into the swelling of the haunch.
Please be a door, please be a door, please be a door.
Hold fast.
Her voice came shrill with labor and exultation.
There is no way but by such stairs to rise above such evil.
Oh no. Oh, God.
God.
Oh no.
Sorry, I guess I drifted off for a second.
Historical antecedents for unprecedented times.
Oh yes, that was very nice. No, I really like what you did there. I mean, I think we can put a pin on that until the next time and see whether we can.
Awesome.
Hey everyone,
Yeah.
sorry, this meeting is a bullshit time waster. I need to take a nap.
Bullshit. Wait, what else do you have to do today? What, are you going to get high and watch Rick and Morty?
Dillon.
In a
land
to the shining sea, and you
and me
are
free to be.
You and me.
Yeah!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's our show for the evening. I did put a Zoom link up in the YouTube chat a couple minutes ago, our cast should know that the Zoom watchers are a good couple minutes behind us. So everyone's got a minute to go to the bathroom before people start showing up. And whoever wants to hang out, I really appreciate the work you've done. If you don't want to hang out, I still appreciate the work you've done. It's been a great little gift to me to see you guys play the script. I knew it would amuse me.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Happy birthday!
So you guys that don't know, my birthday is